Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой. Вот мы и начинаем. Обновочка. Набейте F6, чтобы открыть астральный превью.
Imagine, if you can believe it, a whole other world within this universe.
Ладно.
In that world, people found supreme bliss in what can best be described as lucid dreams. Reality became blurred, or rather, redefined. But outside of their flawless reality, the problems of the material world remained. And in the end, the cold, hard truths of the real world caught up to them in the reality to which they had escaped. Deep in the dark ruins, another soul who was fleeing destruction discovered the final remains of this world. These two terminals were once a means for the dreamers to manage the outside world. Now, they form part of the mage's collection. The mage once tried to form a world from things she had gleaned in her eclectic experience. But as the calm observer, she never found that spark of inspiration to bring everything together. Before fate caught up to the wandering mage, she paid one more visit to her wise and learned friends. She learned much during their time together, and although she did not find the answer, her loneliness faded away in time. But as she and her friends crafted other wondrous worlds together, she finally realized the missing piece in the world she dreamed of creating. A vibrant, captivating protagonist. The glorious traveler and their impeccable companion were the perfect candidates. She was filled with hope. The lucid dream of a lost civilization was built anew, and the mage's vast collection now had a world to call home. After sojourning for so long, it was time for her to leave lest the destruction catch up with her. And in any case, a new story had now begun.
Ладно. Так, ну...
Да пиздец.
Мяу. Вот так вот сделаем. Ничего себе, сейчас прям так, вот так делают. Хм. Хз. Хз. Турик. Че, кого брать?
Чё, где?
В гашне. Пацана или девку?
Кого? В смысле?
Ну, вот выбирай, от кого выбрать, пацана или девку.
Да похуй мне.
Ну ты че выбрал?
Я бы, конечно, ничего не выбирал вообще.
А Дигу выбрал?
Не знаю. Смотря какой пацан, смотря какая девка.
Ну, а там в дэши скинул.
Да я в игре не хочу выходить сейчас, блядь, ради кого выбери, блядь, в гашне. Выбери, что прям это критично, что ли, блядь?
Хз.
Блядь, прям геймплей кардинально поменяется, блядь. За бабу будешь ты хуй сосать, да, за пацана в попу принимать, блядь.
Ну, да.
Ай, бля. Так и хули ты тогда в попу сам не принимаешь? Чё это, куда это? Чё это за манекены, блядь? Это вообще гашня, блядь?
Да. Новый режим.
Блядь, ебать, тут, конечно, разница. У девки с пацаном, блядь, различие только в прическе, блядь. В том, что у нее там сзади вот этой хуйни удлиненной нету, блядь. И, блядь, вон прорез ебаный вот этот, вот, что у нее ножки там, блядь, чуть-чуть видно и все, блядь. Пиздец. Да хуя прям разница.
Ну да, у вас сложный выбор.
Знаете, для чего это выбор?
Это как был, типа, такой, типа, какой-то режим какого-то кала. Типа, где, может, типа, всякие, типа, не знаю, типа, Роблоксы, типа, говорят, что это.
Не знаю я. А что, типа, так такие варианты есть?
Ну, наверное, там в будущем, наверное, другие прицелы откроются. Хз.
Ну ты сам что хочешь?
Хз. А, пофиг, выберу девку.
Не, босоножки темистые, разве что из-за них бы, блядь, выбрал ее маму тоже.
Так. А, тут теперь еще можно выбрать кал. Можно вот это, можно вот такую. Можно вот такую. Ладно, беру такую. А, это нет, тут еще, короче, можно это выбирать, короче, этот. Что, трусов нет? Пошла, ладно, пофиг. Выбираю это. Имя. Ничерка.
Ну да. Черновато.
Что, только оценил уже перса?
А что там еще крутить что-то можно?
Ну, я, короче, сейчас это задел какого-то перса.
Где оценивать, не понял.
В ДСе.
Я играю, я же сказал.
Ну, я знаю, потом оценишь.
Здесь не сегодня.
Короче, инчерка. Астральный пердел.
Кто пердел?
Ты. Что? Ничего себе, тут уже челики.
В натуре уже прям?
Да, тут уже, короче, мультиплеер.
Или только прям?
Тут, короче, уже не знаю, сколько тут челов. 20 челов уже сидит. Какая-то Ягность. Да. Лизи, Ким. Какой-то Ирцезо. Ванесса.
Ягондон еще, да?
Ну, мы знаем то, что такой. Гэт,
Ягондон.
Тима. Мирай.
Охуительно. Блять, и кораблик размотал к собачьим кошкам.
Короче, тут уже есть уже какие-то калы.
Хуялы, блять.
Ничего себе.
Что он придумает?
Да, тут вообще придумали капец что.
Я что-то, подожди.
А, так я могу менять прям full так-то полностью. Все что угодно.
Что тебе угодно. Или
Да.
угодно. Где говно?
Твое.
Ну, не твое же. А-а-а.
Тут уже донатные скины есть уже.
Ну у тебя, блядь.
Че? Ну ладно. Не буду нажимать пока что. А, тут я могу выбрать еще какого-то этого. Ну пусть будет какой-то мега важный чел тогда. Вот такой.
5.
Ну он на зарзырь. Че наделал?
Че это такое?
Новый режим.
Киевский.
Так, что, Назар, какое имя дать мужику персу? Так, кстати, можно менять, оказывается, пол.
Ну, потопим. Берсик. Барсик.
Да нигер, сделай ее фиолетовый, готов то фиолетовый.
Тут уже, короче, донатные
Ну,
скины есть.
символов не хватит.
Или сделай, знаешь, какой... Аллах, роты бала, роты меня сал.
Понял. Все, можно дальше выбрать его в РДРе. Что за головами, что это такое?
Охота за диками.
Чукаво, чукаво. Чё кого брать-то? Вот кого.
Слушай, ну цвет кожи можно менять на ходу.
Зримые, отправляйтесь на Синай в страну Бирюзы.
Не, ладно, это я просто не против, потому что я выбрал реально, типа, самый черный скин. Самым черным скином так прикольно катать.
Он такой, как ты.
М.
Теперь ты такой, как ты.
Чё за оды?
Какие годы?
А, это, короче, это. Ягоды.
Я Гойды. Гойда.
Тут, короче, скины, короче, можно крутить. Тут уже чел, короче, этот в этом спамит СС, короче, пишет что-то. А, тут, кстати, еще у нас это есть хаб, как в этом Роблоксе, короче, тут челики стоят с именами.
Опять
Сколько он тут есть.
прокинули меня.
Какие-то рандомные челики.
Прокинули меня.
Это что такое?
Да капец, иди ты в срань, блядь. Ёбаный бегемот, блядь, очка, ёбаный.
К шерифу зашел.
Что? Что тебе надо? Награда летописи какая-то. А, вот все уже 12 раз завезли.
Сука, как ты, блядь, так попадаешь? Да пизду я трогал нахуй этой шлюхи. Капец, что за хрень?
Пойди-ка, мне пробный кал выпал. Можно 13 дней использовать, короче, его.
Ну и всем будет на тебя похуй в это время. Пошёл ты нахуй.
Пофиг, как копирую. А, можно, короче, выбрать.
Фига себе, у льва добивка бегемота. Запрыгивает на него. Да пошел ты нахуй.
Да, я выберу вот это, что было модно-молодежно.
Сука, как ты так тянешь?
Разыгрываю. Ой, разыскивается награда 50 рублей. Необходимо сбирать живым.
Разыгрываю 50 рублей.
Иду чубрика валить.
Это что такое? Секретку нашел.
Коня бы украсить.
Ладно, короче, пофиг, все экипирую, тогда что есть. Да что тебе надо еще? А, у этого чела надо позырить все. Да понял я. Подожди, L. Это поиск соратников. Ох, капец.
Балерина, балерина, балерина.
О. Что-то получили. Ладно, сейчас приду. А, сюда. Ничего. А как выйти?
Погоня.
Сейчас я понял, как уйти. Мгм.
Венгерская.
А, так еще можно прокачивать. Все, начну, короче, проходить сюжетку.
Я бы закончил.
Add astro.
Изи квест.
Так, вы ничего нового не добавили?
салон. Махач начался в салоне.
Плохой связи.
С озерами.
Махач начался в салоне плохой связи.
Махачкала.
Ешкарла. Убежище в каменоломных Арсенал. Бусинов.
Ну продолжим, значит, тогда. Так, погоди-ка.
It's been a few days since we said bye to the others in Nasha Town.
Несколько дней, полтора месяца.
Still no news about Ruru, though. Where could he have slunk off to? If only he was gone for good. But with all the trouble he stirred up before, there's no...
Hello, you must be the
Vladimir.
traveler in Paimon? Mr. Flint has been looking for you. Unfortunately, there's been a serious wild hunt attack over.
A wild hunt? Oh, uh-oh. Come on, let's go!
Аж Радмир.
Бежим. Какой знак мудреца? Стоят.
I can barely sense any Kuvaki at all. This whole area feels like...
Looks like his appetite truly is insatiable. As if the power of that energy cannon wasn't enough.
He's not seriously still getting stronger. What's his endgame here?
Ah, everyone's here already. Hey,
We've all been on high alert since we split up a few days back, expecting Rerir to strike again.
Все
Like he
разбитые.
just vanished into thin air. No one has seen him nor found any trace of his presence. That is, until this morning, when a ratnik found signs of wild hunt activity while out here on patrol. As you can see, the
And we're sure that Rarier did this. Who else? He's the only one who could pull off a stunt like this.
Kuvaki loss has reached critical levels. Reiki of Solnari set to maximum threat level. Warning, unless de-escalation measures are taken soon, he will pose a threat beyond our ability to contain. The consequence.
Traveler, do you remember when we encountered Rerir just after there wasn't a shred of sanity left? Nothing but madness and rage.
Yeah, didn't he shout out a bunch of names? Then he started raving about how nothing in this. Oh, Paimon gets chills just thinking about it. Oh, but the thought that he's still out there, lurking.
Last time we fought, we were already at a disadvantage. If he has such overwhelming strength, why would he suddenly go into hiding?
Yeah, if I were him and I wanted more Kuvaki, I'd just take it by force. No point staying in the shadows. Unless something went wrong. His whole resurrection thing didn't
The other thing is, how does someone who's completely lost their mind still have the wherewithal?
beats me.
According to certain medical studies, insanity does not always entail a complete loss of rationality. It may be that he is simply.
Actually sounds about right. He was ranting away to himself the whole time. Like he had zero interest in talking to us.
There are many unanswered questions here. He could be right under our noses, and we'd still be in the dark. Besides his name and title, we know little about him. Certainly nothing about his past.
Exactly. And we wouldn't even know where to begin looking. Even Boss hadn't heard of the Rahir of Solnari before all this.
В смысле, как не знали?
I'd be willing to bet that even if we gathered together every scrap of intel in Nodcry, we still wouldn't find more than, like, 3 useful facts about him.
So, if we do nothing, he'll just keep getting stronger. And if we want to investigate him, we have no idea where to look. Last time we had Marionette and her big robo-buddy to help us. And we still barely held our ground. If we had to... Oh, Paimon's head hurts just thinking about it.
Well, I do have a little hunch about his next move. Given that he attacked the quarry, I'd say it's likely he'll target other places rich in Kuvaki. Somewhere like the Eye of Krati, or the Pillar of Embla. One thing's for sure. If we just sit back and let him keep absorbing Kuvaki...
A perfectly reasonable hypothesis. However, it is worth noting that these two locations are quite far apart. To investigate them both, we'll need to split up.
I agree, we should split up. Right now, Rerir's goal seems to be gathering Kuvaki, not fighting us directly. Once we're done, let's regroup on Hisi Island.
Wait, why Hisi Island?
На острове
If I
Хихи.
recall correctly, your largest goddess statue was carved from Kuvaki-rich ore, was it not?
That's right. Yes, it could well be a potential target of him.
Splitting up's always gonna be risky. But I guess we don't have much choice, right? And if we do run into Rerir, what then?
That's when you follow the 3rd rule of treasure hunting. Run like the wind.
Didn't you say the 3rd rule was...
I don't know. Did I? Anyway, whatever. In this situation, go with the
Поиск подкрепления.
flow
Точнее,
means
искать варку.
Agreed. If anyone finds so much as a trace of Rerir, do not pursue him. Get out of the area and alert the rest of us as soon as...
All right, we better get moving. Come on, Anefa, let's go.
Come on, Nefa, let's go. Чё?
Понял.
Неожиданное откровение.
Кто научит? Научиться
А кто учит?
тебя сексу.
Какому?
Комбату. Комбату, комбату, комбату.
Мбаппе.
Ту или вон ту комбату. Ух ты, ух ты.
Говорите, давайте.
Гиены. Тут же иены.
Any leads?
Nope. Diddly squat. No clues to where he might be hiding. It feels like we're sitting on a powder keg that could go off at any second. Ugh, I hate this feeling. I'd rather face him head on.
So, you guys didn't find anything either?
Not loving the word either. How about
I questioned a few Ratniki and eventually narrowed my investigation down to one suspicious individual. But by the time I got to his place, almost as if he knew someone was on to him. Either that or he's just extremely cautious and doesn't.
He's been biding his time for a while now. The question is, where?
No idea. Since regaining his body, he seems to have lost all interest in the fragment in my possession. If he did...
all we can do now is hope that I know and Anefa turn up some leads. Darn it, Revere. If you've got the guts, come... Wait, he's actually here? I didn't mean it, I swear!
О, он здесь, nice.
No, it's Silver Moon Hall. The Lady Kutar might be in danger.
Кутар.
Let's get over there, quick!
О, касцена. Опа. Коломбина против Фреры. Ой-ой. Кутар. Поймали.
Который поймал. Колясочник с цветами.
Why is he attacking the damn select? What's going on?
No time for questions. Stop
Вас
him.
надо. Надо его остановить.
This is insane.
Это безумие.
Yehuda, get Kutar
Whoa.
out of here.
On it.
Ой.
Look where your feeble light has gotten you. Now you shall plunge into darkness. Felindus, soon I will find a way.
Watch out.
Промазал. О, найс, сила дружбы. Ничего себе.
Find them. Even if it means turning this place to ashes.
Фигово темка темится.
That was too close.
Повезло.
We barely made it out of there alive. What's that guy's deal? How'd he get so crazy strong?
He's a threat to this entire nation. I doubt his strength could even be measured by conventional standards.
I have a question.
Yeah,
When
what
me and Aneka showed up, we saw him chasing after this lady like he wanted her dead. What was that all about? We weren't there for the whole thing either. They were already duking it.
Yeah, we didn't see how it all started. It all escalated so quickly. We had no choice.
Kutar, can you shed any light on the
Kutar. Cross-checking database. I see.
Wait, she's the moon goddess? Oh, no wonder.
There are many reasons why people might worship the moon, and just as many why they might despise it. I've never met that person before, but there was no mistaking his deep-seated
Глубокая
hostility towards
враждебность.
me,
Куда?
why he holds me in
Куда?
such contempt.
Это я как
cannot
ты, блядь,
say.
нахуй на лошади
But
ёбнулся,
since he
лошадь
hunts the
сдохла.
power of the moon, it's no
Ну,
surprise
в
that
РДР
I
так
am
не
a target.
сделаешь.
Тут, правда, конечно, я чуть не сдох, блядь. Зря.
Kutar.
Кутар.
There are many potential motives. For instance, you help the traveler escape his grasp. This could be his way of taking revenge. It is also possible that he covets the Kuvaki inside you and seeks to take it for his own. The list goes on, but right now, devising a counter strategy should be our #1 priority. The likelihood of this location being discovered is close to 100%.
A counter strategy? But we don't stand a chance against an enemy like this. Surely our only option is to run. He's not gonna chase us to the end of the world, right? So as long as we
Not
can
cry.
stay out of Nodcry undetected.
Не,
No,
плыть.
I can't say that. Come on, Yehoda. This is serious stuff. You can't suggest we all just shake
Да.
it out.
Running is our only option.
Huh?
Что?
You seem surprised. But what other choice do we have?
Well, I mean, yeah, but
It's not too late. I can distract him, so you'll have plenty of time to make your escape.
Wait, what? They're gonna act as bait?
Doesn't that make sense? I'm the one he's after. There's no need for... A coyote doesn't stop for bypassers while it's howling at the moon. What is it, Lama? The Frost Moon Scions have already grown accustomed to life without their goddess. My presence here is no longer essential. And this is...
We can't just roll over and let him get away with this. That's not our style.
yeah. We can't just call it quits after every... Besides, she pretty much saved my life back there. If I just ditched her now, I'd never forgive myself.
We can't overlook that you have saved our lives multiple times now. To talk of returning the favor would be a little crass for my liking. But suffice to say that we are friends. And friend...
Riri's true objective remains unclear. Even if we were to sacrifice Miss Kutar, there's no guarantee he would stop.
But...
Kutar, I know why you left the Frost Moon Scions so long ago. It was because people started they would make self-centered wishes,
Офигеть статы.
force you to accept meaningless offerings in return. and then expect you to perform miracles for them. As if if it were me, I might have walked away too. But I believe that time can change everything. And that sometimes, after much reflection, I've realized that this was never about whether the Frost Moon sign. Any relationship based on need is purely transactional. What I truly hope is that you'll choose to stay, not out of a you were born here, and now you've returned. Who knows? Perhaps it was the moonlight that guided you home.
Thank you, Lauma. But my power is on the wane. I'm afraid I will be of little use to you now. Very well then.
Both times you saved us, we were transported across great distances in an instant. Is that one of your powers as the moon goddess?
It is, but I find it very draining. I barely managed to pull it off, just rejected by the world. My power is dwindling. Like a lake, cut off from it.
What do you mean, rejected by the world?
The 3 moons belonged to the ancient bygone era in which they came into being. From the moment I was born, the world itself has been steadily sapping away at my strength. The 3 moons are not one and the same. As the goddess of the Frost Moon, I cannot wait, yet moonlight has a way of blending together. Each can reflect the other's glow. So when our fingers touched, I was able to restore my strength by drawing Kuvaki from the eternal moon's marrow. But this method of recovery is painfully slow. If only we could find the...
Если б можно было.
It's the wild hunt.
И вот они нашли.
Even faster than we expected. We'll have to finish this conversation later.
See how those wild hunt creatures are running away from us. They're likely just a scouting party.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get the heck.
Валим.
Insulation chip. Move this plane.
Oh, they just keep coming. This is driving me nuts.
Нац.
Rear's closing in on us.
Над.
You need to pick up the pace.
Есть одна песня, конечно.
Too many of them. And this time, we can't fall back on Cesar's help to escape.
Нет, нац слишком много.
It goes on much longer.
Вон часы вообще на конемба.
Leave a defensive mode engaged. Annihilation mode.
Protect us.
Close your eyes. Beware the creatures of the night.
Так, подожди, а чё сейчас, зачем я это делаю? Зачем я с ними файчусь? Мне кажется, в этом нет смысла никакого.
Insulation chamber.
Be silent.
Preparing for dust up.
The night cometh. Close your eyes. Be silent.
Ну и чё? Опа. А вот и Уэрка.
Там Эрка. Кайосин.
Не знаю, как-то он сделал как по NPC-шному немного. Ну ладно.
What's the matter? Bit off more than you could chew?
А вот он, Верка.
How are you? Uncle Varka! You're back from Amspartnir?
Whoa! You're Barca? Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius?
Ну да.
We could save the intros for later. Right now, let's get you all out of this hellhole. Follow me.
Oh, is that where I think it is?
That's the one. Come on, move. There's no time to waste.
Капец лошадь имба.
Wow! Where are we? This is so well hidden.
Well, that goes without saying. This is the Knights of Favonius' meeting place in Nodcry, and a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence Network.
Северная разведсеть.
AKA the black market of intel. No matter what faction you're with, it's the place to buy and sell information. Their headquarters are in Nodcry, but they've got contacts in every nation. As an expeditionary force on foreign soil, working with them has offered us the most effective way of getting our hands on reliable local intel. This is where we meet, so naturally, it's secure. Anyway, where were we? Folks from Nodcry should be pretty familiar with me by now, but I believe this is the first time we've met. Allow me to introduce myself. I am
Herzer
Varka,
Borealis.
Knight of Boreas, and Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius.
We've heard all about you. You look way younger than Paimon expected. But you definitely have that Grand Master vibe.
Well, I'm no spring chicken. Just not showing my age yet.
Chicken.
Definitely feeling some of that back pain today, though. Rushed back from Amsvartnir without a wink of sleep, only to get right into another fight with that freshly revived maniac.
Another?
Yep. He wasn't nearly as strong back then, but he was still a formidable foe. I brought some of the knights along to give him a little. My squad took heavy injuries, and I barely made it out alive myself. We knew it might have been our last chance, so we staked everything on it. But still, it wasn't enough to stop him. I tried tracking him down afterwards, but he didn't leave a trace. Even in his unhinged mental state, he's as cautious as any trained operative. So, I decided to come find you. And as luck would have it, turned up to find you being ambushed by the Wild Hunt. The rest, you already know.
Is that why he's been frantically absorbing Kuvaki these past few days? Because he sees you as a threat?
Maybe I'm part of the equation, but even if I weren't, I'm sure he'd still be gathering power.
Note to self, Uncle Varka's strength rating officially upgraded.
Guess it's my turn to ask questions now. So, what exactly has been happening in Nodcry? Why has the Wild Hunt returned in human?
That's a long story, but I'll try to make it
В двух
quick.
словах.
Wow, I had no idea so much had happened. Sounds like you guys have really been through it. So, the Kutar is actually a Fatui Harbinger. And all this Wild Hunt activity in Nodcry is the work of the Raker of Solnari, one of the 5 sinners. That's a lot to take in. Need some time to wrap my head around it all.
I'm truly sorry, Mr. Varka. You stood with us against the Wild Hunt and did everything you could to stop it from escalating into a full-blown catastrophe. And then...
You've got nothing to apologize for, Miss Moonchanter. You can plan 100 steps ahead and still slip up. That's just life. No one knows what tomorrow holds. You can't predict which... And, to be perfectly honest, I can't say I'm surprised. For all the times we've defeated the Wild Hunt in the past, we've never been able to completely wipe it out. Turns out, but now that a new variable has come into play, fate may well take a different course.
A new variable? You mean...
Who else? And in a strange way, I think his resurgence might not be an entirely bad thing. The Wild Hunt is like an unrelenting force of nature, but Rerir is an individual with an agenda. He's got that said. While I know I was explaining everything just now, some of the points that
You mean about our mystery ally?
That's right. From what you've said, not only did they lead you straight to some key files, they also shielded Hisi Island from a lethal Kuvaki I don't know who or what could pull something like that off. Heck, even Miss Columbina doesn't have a clue.
I hadn't heard the story about those files. Would you mind repeating their titles for me?
Wild Hunt Phenomena Log. A Nodcry and Ratnik's field.
Oh.
Another dead end. Guess all we can do now is hope that our mystery ally keeps showing up when we most need them. Still, it's safest to assume they won't be intervening again. From here on out, we'll have to resolve this crisis by ourselves. Your intel also explains something else I've been wondering about. The reason I led my team to Amsfarnir was because we'd had reports about a possible source of the Wild Hunt showing up there. But once we looked into it, it turned out to be a red herring. I don't know who was behind it, but clearly, it served its purpose. I doubt it's by chance that he happened to make his comeback while my attention was diverted. And from everything you told me, it sounds like his scheming began well before his return. So maybe luring me away was all a part of his plan. But is it even possible that he orchestrated all of this by himself? The Moon Maiden and the Raker of Solnari. Nodcry of all places. The way everything is unfolding, it can't be a coincidence.
So, what do we do now? Got any ideas?
Right now, we've got at least 3 things to consider. Let's go through them one by... First, we need to figure out how to take down
Hello.
If we can't beat him in a straight-up fight, the rest won't even matter.
Ну, это как-то... Уже первая задача уже невыполнима.
To my knowledge, the bulk of Nodcry's fighting force is already gathered here. But even with everyone united, we're still no match for Rerir in his current state.
What if there was a way to tap into a new power of our own?
How so?
Have you thought of something, Columbina? 3 moons once watched over this world. The Eternal Moon was the largest. The Frost Moon was the... They say that back then, the 3 moon goddesses wielded immense power. Enough to shape... I now bear the Frost Moon's power, and the Eternal Moon's marrow resides within the Traveler.
Hold on. Are you suggesting...
The iridescent moon. The last piece in the puzzle.
That's right. If we can find the iridescent moon's marrow, I will be able to regain my strength much...
The 3 moons are said to stir the tides and illuminate all things. Perhaps they hold further secrets.
According to my analysis, the solution is feasible. However, it is subject to one major condition.
I know a way, but... we will need to visit the Fatui's Experimental Design... The Experimental Design Bureau? Yes. I must speak with Sandrone.
It's a long way from here to the Experimental Design Bureau. There's a high chance you'll be spotted. You shouldn't...
Then that's settled. Next up, our second priority. Somehow, as you saw for yourselves, when he was still in his Wild Hunt form, everything he did was for the sake of recovering his body and resurrecting himself. His first act since then, after laying low, people's obsessions often reveal their greatest vulnerabilities. There must be a reason why he despises the moon so deeply. Perhaps it sheds some light on his title. The Wild Hunt has plagued Nodcry for centuries now. If we want to stop it for good, we have to get to the root cause of what's driving it.
It's true. We still know very little about him. If Kuthar hadn't given us that lead, we wouldn't even know his name.
But where would we even start? I doubt even the Intel Queen of Nodcry has a clue. And she has info coming out of her ear.
Oh? That's a rather hasty conclusion for someone who's so painstakingly meticulous when it comes...
Ah, she heard me.
I'm now asking myself the same question. I received a letter from a humble knight of Favonius, requesting a meeting to discuss a major business deal. But it looks like this...
Details. Miss Neffer, the important thing is that you... Since his failed ambush, I've been racking my brains trying to come up with a plan to fight Rarier. Given the severity of the situation, I think it's fair to say that our only chance lies in uniting as one. And I'm talking all the facts. We can't do this without the Curatorium. But I knew it'd be a tough job to win you over. So, I took the liberty of reaching out for a little chat.
Wait a sec. How did you even hear about this place, Neffer? Didn't you say this is meant to be the Knights of Favonius' meeting spot? And a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence Network?
You really think he could have gotten settled in Nodcry without my help? Besides, I'm the one running this gig. Of course, I know where the meeting place is.
Allow me to introduce the current head of the Northern Intelligence Network. If it's intel you're after, she's your woman.
Please spare me the flattery. Let's cut to the chase. Seems like you've run into some trouble, huh?
Давай ставим сверток тут.
Well, this certainly qualifies as an unforeseen crisis. On behalf of the Curatorium of Secrets, I wish you all the best of luck.
So you're just going to sit this one out?
Why should I get involved? What could possibly be in it?
What if we told you we can't?
Oh? Then I'd say, you'd better make it worth my while.
I can't put a price on something like this. It's just not in my nature. But then again, if you insist on compensation, I will pay you.
You just don't give up, do you? Too bad. I know you well enough to know you can't afford my prices. The riskier the job, the more it'll cost. And a Moonchanter's stipend isn't exactly generous. Unless you're planning to start passing the...
Boss, just a thought. If they come up short, maybe things got really dangerous during the fight with Rarier. If this girl hadn't saved me, I'd be ley line. If there's any way we can make this work...
This is why I'm always telling you never accept favors. They are the hardest debts to repay. You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all kinds of misfortune. Very well. Yehoda will help.
Просто попросили, тебе просто помогают.
Don't count on the Flint.
Тут медведь здоровый,
That
гризли.
fragment that Rarier was after.
Of course.
Let me borrow it. I need it to follow up on some leads.
Wait, you actually have some leads?
Shh. This is top secret.
I get it. We all have things we'd rather keep to
Вы обнаружили
ourselves.
легендарное животное.
Plus, I know we can count on you. So we'll leave the intel gathering in your hands. And that brings me to the third and final item. We need to find a way to distract him. We need time to make our move. I'm in for this part. No matter what.
Count me in too.
Come off it, you two. Quit playing heroes. I'm way ahead of you here. Inepa did a scan of the Moon Goddess's Kuvaki signature, and we're gonna use it to make some decoys once they're ready. We'll deploy the decoys across Nodcry, so as long as the rest of you keep moving, he won't catch on to your scent and won't be able to track you down.
I like it. Genius idea.
No biggie.
All right then. We'll split into 3 teams. Once your team has finished their mission, return here and wait for the others. Dismissed.
Сразу к хвату идем.
Lady Damselette. Wait, and you two? What are you
Феврония.
doing at the Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau? We've been doing our best to mind our own business lately. But if you're just gonna waltz up here like this, you're seriously pressing your luck. Don't blame us for doing what we have to.
You really think
We're not looking for any trouble. I just want to see Sandrone.
Do I need to remind you that you're still a wanted fugitive for deserting us?
out of consideration for our former ties and the crisis we're all up against. We'll let you leave in one piece. But don't even think about trying to get in.
Да что за хуйня?
But
Легендарный кролик.
no, my lady.
Sandrone seems to be in a good mood. Must be maintenance day.
Dun, dun, dun. Hmm. Hmm.
So tell me, to what do I owe the honor? Actually, before you answer that, just so we're clear, we're not colleagues anymore, Columbia.
Всю эту
I
хуету ебаную проебал, блядь.
It seems like you've gotten the wrong idea here. The only reason I let you in was because I was bored. It seemed like a way to kill some time. Whatever miscalculations I may or may not have made in the past, I haven't lost the plot enough to even consider sticking my...
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino.
Arlecchino.
Huh? You mean the knave? I'd like to speak with Arlecchino. Is she in the...
No, she's not. Once the work on this facility was completed, she went back with the rooster and Regrator. The only ones in Nodcry are me and... what is it you need to speak?
Rerir is hunting me. If I'm going to face him, I must first retrieve the lost moon.
Я вижу легендарного гризли.
Is that a no then?
Да пизду я твою мацал. Что за хуйня, блядь?
As if I need reminding. I was this close to settling things with him before
ебаные лохи
someone
просто
decided to whisk
ебаные,
me.
блядь.
Have you held any tea parties lately?
Tea parties? Yeah, obviously. You don't seriously think we'd pack it all in just because you aren't here. If anything, they've been more eventful than ever.
Вы убили легендарное
Arlecchino
животное.
and a bunch of insolent, insensitive guests who won't stop asking where you've gone.
Капец.
Oh, they've been a real joy.
I bet you served them the worst tea you have. Just like you used to do to me when I upset you.
Who cares about how good the tea is when there's no one around to drink it? I keep losing people. First Rosaline, now you. I'm running out of people who can make me laugh. Honestly, what could be more ridiculous than a multi-centenarian goddess who's only ever had the plain herbal tea she received as offerings?
You'd always brew a different type of tea for me each time. Was it really just to see?
Найс. Разговариваем с ней просто по чай.
Well, duh.
Сам банчай,
Why
блядь.
else? Watching me squirm was practically my only form of entertainment. Oh, yeah. And Capitano sometimes used to bring Tartaglia around, too. But I guess we won't be seeing him again. Well, I guess we are overdue for a get-together. Polonia! Have Febronia pass a message to Arlecchino for me. It's time for tea. Will suffice.
Pass along a message for me, too, if you would. My body cannot contain the marrow of 2 moons, so I'll be leaving one of them in her care.
Excuse me? Who said you were on the guest list? If my tea meant that much to you, maybe quitting the Fatui wasn't your brightest move. Back when you were under the Tsaritsa's protection, no one would have dared come at you so openly.
But that protection didn't come for free. In fact, I paid dearly for it. At the end of the day, I just got tired, that's all. I never wanted any part in their grand ambitions, and I've had enough of being treated like a bottomless supply of power. It brings back memories from the old days. when I was still worshipped as the moon goddess. Centuries on, it may be a different group of people.
I figured you'd leave eventually. You didn't have as much of a reason to stay as I do. The Tsaritsa gave you shelter and protection, but that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. Meanwhile, the Fatui demanded everything from you in return, until it was more than you could bear. I get why you left. And frankly, I have no interest in dragging you back just because the higher-ups told me to. But if you keep hanging around with this riffraff, the next time we cross paths, we might be enemies for real.
Guess that's our
That might be your plan. But it sounds like someone else wants you to stay a little longer.
Huh? What do you mean?
Listen.
Он. Сейчас будет он.
My lady, it's the Wild Hunt. A horde of monsters is headed straight for...
Another uninvited guest trying to crash my tea party. Clear the area. I'll handle this.
Wait, what?
Боже, меня вальнули.
You'll be lucky to make it out of this alive.
Умер.
You really think you can afford to worry about me? Go on, get out of here. You may have stopped Polonia from crushing him last time.
Опять
But I've made sure that won't
я
happen
посрал
again.
второй раз.
The entire Experimental Design Bureau is rigged for war. Stay and watch if you want, but it'll be at your own risk. You're not flagged as friendlies in a weapon system. Don't tell me what to do. Look, if you're leaving, make it quick. Or you'll just get in my way. There's a secret passage on this. Stare all you want, Columbina. You're not getting another invitation to my tea party.
I know. But thank you anyway, Sandrone.
This is exactly why you shouldn't hang around with those people. All their melodrama and sentimental nonsense is rubbing off on you. Come on then, Mr. Ray here. Let's pick up where we left off.
Alrighty.
Your Wild Hunt monstrosities versus my beautiful creations. Let's see.
Да, он сейчас все вальнул за секунду. Цена Tower Defense начинается. Кто палит? Как попадают?
Good work, Bosco 1. Bosco 2, prepare to fire!
Защищаем базу Фатуи.
That's it. Keep them pinned down. Don't let them get near.
Не попадает.
Rotate out. Deploy all backup units. Get in there and hold the line. They're more tenacious than I thought. Whatever. This is where the real fun begins.
Пацаны жирные.
Don't worry. Once this is over, I'll put you all back together again. I promise.
Блин, один пробрался.
Разорги не забыл, убрался.
Finally, the Raider himself. Time to. Huh? Where'd he go? Uh-oh.
Где он? Я и не видел вообще его. А в чем прикол? Стрелять, типа, челиками, которые стреляют, ну, то есть, челы, которые стреляют силой кувяки, в чела, который собирает энергию кувяки.
Охота.
Colonia, get him! I've upgraded Colonia again since our last encounter.
Хутаваки.
Every last scrap of your data. So let's finish this.
Хутаваки.
She's not here. Where did she go?
Hey, over here, you big.
Curse it. Moon. Go. Keep searching. She cannot have got.
Что за хуйня, блин?
So this is your method for investigating Warrior's past. It almost looks like some kind of ceremony.
Good deduction. But it's quite a different affair from what you're used to with the Frost Moon Scions.
Whoa! First time I've ever been in here. Boss always said it was off limits, so I pictured some kind of creepy dungeon. But it's actually.
Creepy dungeon.
I guess this must be Sumero decor? That's where Boss is from. And that nice shopkeeper who sold me my treasure compass.
I'm not sure exactly what you've got planned, but it looks like you're all...
Whenever we wish. But for some reason, I've got a feeling this isn't going to end well.
Нехорошее
I've
предчувствие.
never faced Rerir myself, but from what you've told me, his power is beyond. I, on the other hand, am just an ordinary businesswoman. Our paths should never have crossed, yet here I am, forced to make an enemy of him.
If you ask me, you're about as far from ordinary as it gets. So what are you saying? You're getting cold feet?
Once I take a job, there's no backing out. Still, I have to ask myself if the power I'm relying on will even work on an opponent of this caliber. And also how to make sure I come out of this alive if things spiral out of control. Death is the one thing we can take for granted. It is the great equalizer, however fortunate or unfortunate we may otherwise be. So it's important to consider how to spend what lifespan we have left.
Come on, boss. Lighten up. Quit talking about death. It's...
For once, I agree with you. When you're up against a foe like Rerir, there's no such thing as being too prepared. Is there anything I can do to help?
That won't be necessary. I've already made up my mind. Time to cash in a precious favor I've been saving for a rainy day.
Fun
Go.
who?
That shady merchant who sold you an overpriced
Come on, boss. You're pulling my leg again. In what way is she shady? She showed up when I was completely lost and sold me... Anyway, I know who you're talking about. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Hey, aren't
Это же...
What is it? What's the big rush? You dragged me out of a dream where I was literally swimming in Mora. I'm charging double my usual attendance fee. See, look how easygoing she is. After that rude awakening, she could have completely snapped at us. But instead, she kept it together and...
Dori Sangama Bay? I never would have pictured you two doing business together.
Дора Сангема Бай.
If you want to make it big in Nodcry, it's all about connections. Lady Nefer just so happens to have a lot of intel that interests me. And she also did me a big favor in the past. It was back when I first arrived in Nodcry. My trusty assistant, the genie in my lamp, had an advert, and when you know it, that's when I suddenly find myself in a life-or-death situation. Good thing I've been giving her a 30% discount off all of my goods ever since. Now, so that no one here feels left out, I'm willing to extend a, plus any other friends you send my way will enjoy 10% off. Huh, what can I say? The great Lord Sangam. So, let me guess. You've run into some trouble. I've got everything you could possibly need, and the more you buy, the more you'll save.
You guessed correctly. What have you got in the way of survival gear?
The one type of gear I've never been short on. What are you looking for? A jetpack fresh from the Academia's labs? An ancient suit of armor, dredged up from the bottom of the sea?
Ну, все.
At the very least, I need to know what kind of opponent you're dealing with here. If even you're worried about staying alive, it must be pretty serious.
What if I told you it's someone with the power to bring a nation to...
Is that so? Then we really are talking top-shelf treasure.
Your supplier?
A powerful
Поставщик?
woman, make no mistake. I can't reveal her identity, but luckily for you, I hear she's planning to visit Nodcry in the near future.
Кто это?
If you're willing to wait,
Да
I can
пизда.
ask her when she's here. Can't
Это
say
бред
exactly how
ебаный.
long that'll be, though.
Then, let me put it another way. What would you do if you encountered an enemy like that? Roll over?
Of course not. I have a handy little trinket from one of my generous suppliers, which... Hold on. What exactly are you getting at?
No, no.
Let's just say I'm borrowing it, all right? Just for insurance. Favors are the worst kind of debt to owe, and now you've got a chance to repay one. A win-win situation, don't you think?
Fine. You can borrow it for 5 days. No, make that 3. And for every extra hour after that, I'm charging you 1,000,000 more. Deal?
Deal.
Nice. Темка.
What a way to start the day. Now, was there anything else you wanted?
Or can I go back to bed now?
That will be all. Take care now.
See you later! You're my favorite shopkeeper.
Excellent. Everything is well and truly ready. The ceremony can now begin. After initiating the ceremony, your minds will follow me wherever I go. You will see many strange things in your mind's eye. So remember, don't be frightened.
Ладно.
Now then, let us peer into the Raker of Solnari's past. I made it. Recognize this style of architecture. Must be Conrian. Simple furnishings, table and chairs. It's a more ordinary house than... Looks like the fearsome Raker of Solnari came from surprisingly humble beginnings. Unless this passed for luxury in Conria. Unlikely. It was said to be a very prosperous nation in its heyday. Anyway, I'll keep exploring.
Кидается. Другой кидается. Что делать?
Зачем?
Что делать? Один кидается, другой кидается.
А может, вдруг откидывается?
Здесь 2 слона, блядь, надо их отпиздить.
Купи слона.
Говоря, бис, блядь. Тут бис, блядь. Сука, есть слона, надо на туру купить. Да пиздец, как от этой хуйни увернуться? Это бред ебаный, блядь. Один, блядь, ходит, кидает, блядь, санину свою, другой, блядь, дрочит.
На тебя.
Ну не на тебя же, блядь.
Ну, не на меня же.
Ебать хп у них, бля.
Сколько их?
Да хуя вообще.
Одно.
А как?
А кок?
О как?
Блядь, китеш и рещев, блядь, нахуй.
Кого?
Охуенно, блядь. Да 2 слона, один китеш, другой рещев, блядь. Один, блядь, гранатами кидается и стреляет, а другой, блядь, таранит, черт.
А другой татар?
Да вот он таранит меня,
Тарник.
сука, ебаная. Ну только со стрелами очко, блядь, полоскать, нахуй.
Как?
Да я че ебу как, блядь. Тут, блядь, в ближнем никак, нахуй, вообще. Подойдешь, тебя отпинают, нахуй. Слоновьими, блядь, и слонопотамами, нахуй.
Какое?
А, ну вообще тут, наверное, стрелами и подразумевается темка темится. Потому что тут вон стрелы вроде накидывают. Ох, блядь, пошло дело. Да, ебу я мою жопу, а. Блять, ебал я жопу свою лысую, нахуй. Лысый член, блядь, хуйный, блядь. Пиздец, Тимур, тебя, короче. Жди, нахуй.
Жду. Я иди к нему улечу.
Ну как от этой хрени, блядь, в очко себе засунь свой волосатый берган, блядь.
Бёрн.
Бьорн.
Hi, River. Since you're
Сладенько.
working extra hours tonight, I thought I'd keep myself
Может, даже
busy by
кисленько.
checking out that new kebab shop. I've heard good things about them. I'll test it out, and if it's as good as everyone's saying, let's go back together sometime. P.S. New stash from the Universitas Magistrorum. I brought some goodies home. A
пошло
few
дело, тихо.
teacups and a pin rack. Hope you
На
like
то
them.
время надо щитом прикрываться, конечно.
They didn't
Темку
sign their
темить.
name, but they must have been close.
На нахуй, чё, блядь, гудишь там, блядь. Тихо, 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 тихо. Тихо, тихо, тихо. Да почему? О, хотя бы так вот.
Ну как?
Да хоть как.
О, как?
О, как?
Да пиздец.
I went over to Joseph's for drinks today. They have a fine collection, but I went alone. Felindus was tied up with something and couldn't
О,
make it.
да опять они стрелять начали. Ну какой давай, блядь, очко ебаем. Пизду трогал, блядь.
He asked why I came alone,
О,
but I
как?
didn't really have an answer. He then went on to ask about
Я
other
трогал,
things.
блядь, хуй волосатый.
If you ask me,
Мой.
someone who asks that many personal questions is too
Там,
nosy
блядь,
for
вообще
their own
лысый,
good.
как у младенца ебаного, блядь.
А кто выгибал?
И размеры соответствующие, блядь.
Че, получается метр?
Ну, блядь, у младенца уже метр хули. Чтоб петлю из хуя сделать, блядь, и в этом бренном мире больше никогда не появляться на
Ну кто знает, для чего их используют.
But if he invites me again, chances are I'd still go.
Felindus.
Тихо, 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 тихо,
That's the
тихо.
same name.
Когда
Rumor
стреляют,
mentioned.
надо закрываться.
Crane imports keep falling.
И вот так
If things don't pick up, we'll soon be
делать
back
еще
to meat and
вот
mushrooms
так,
only.
блядь.
Ну, не так уж и плохо.
Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that new type of mushroom everyone's been into lately. Didn't it start out as a lab-grown variety? I heard it's even mildly corrosive. Seriously, why would you even... I don't care if it's an impressive feat of alchemy. That just isn't the kind of thing I like to eat.
Grain has to be imported, and they're eating a diet of mostly meat and mushrooms. Could it be because Conria is underground, so it doesn't get much sunlight? That would explain why they use so much stone in their buildings.
А сама не могла догадаться.
They even use alchemically modified strains for food. Seems like the people of Conria don't have many options when it comes to dining.
I've just about saved up enough now. Time to buy it and keep it somewhere safe.
Making a big purchase. I wonder what it is. He really is a professional. No wonder he's so good at covering his tracks. Despite what he's become, it seems like he's retained certain habits, at least in this regard. Did Rary rip it out himself?
Бомжа слил.
Before I met you, I was convinced that my heart was nothing more than a stagnant pool, the burial place of a fallen moon. a wither, it was you who helped me see that my heart hadn't entirely withered away.
This is just trivial sentimentality from the looks of it. Wipe the burial place of a...
Rear, over here.
Done slave.
Dane! Oh, and, Vedelfin here? What a surprise to see you here, sir.
Hello there, Rerir. You need not address me.
Знаешь, конечно. Назар. Смотри. У нас, значит, есть озвучка перса, с которым общается, ну, другой перс. Вот. Но из-за того, что разработчики не сделали модельку им, перс просто разговаривает с, буквально ни с чем.
He doesn't get that much free time, so I invited him over for a drink. Even the court prophet deserves a break every now and then.
Well, I'm flattered.
So, what are we discussing today?
Что у нас сегодня на повестке?
Hey, don't look at me. As far as I see it, we don't need an excuse to have a few...
Come on, don't give us that. Didn't you say you were about to pop the big question?
Who'd have thought the great Twilight Sword was an even greater gossip?
Так, ладно. Ща приду.
Нихуя, это чё, бля? Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй-яй-яй, тихо-тихо вы, куда, блядь? Разогнались! Вы чё, бля? И чё это за хуйня, блядь? Пиздец. 3 часа с ними что сидеть тут дрочить, блядь, зырить, какие у них темки тут, блядь, не темки, нахуй. Пиздец, нормально теме или чё такое-то?
Я тут,
Я дома.
Я Кама.
А вот когда он начинает такую хуйню делать, чурка.
Когда?
Да как, блядь, тут этот стреляет, этот очко бреет. Что за хуйня, блядь?
Ну да и чё?
Да мне надо сначала вот
Ничего
этого
себе, это
делать.
разностороннее.
Да вот, блядь, пол хп остается у этого, который, блядь, в ближний нахуй. Он начинает, блядь, как чурка просто переть. И тот шмаляет. Со стрел, блядь, который надо только щитом блочить. А тут как, блядь? Никак нахуй. Хуль тут, блядь, два босса
Никак.
вообще, очко бреет, блядь. Это чё, блядь, Dark Souls, что ли, нахуй? Чтобы очко сидеть, брить, блядь, 3 часа, нахуй, сейчас с этими уёбками, блядь. Да пошел ты на, да нахуй, блядь, очко свое, блядь. Пизду нахуй лучше, блядь.
I just didn't expect you to be the first one to settle down and get married, that's all.
Yeah. If you told me that a few years ago, I wouldn't have believed you either.
So, are you planning to come clean about your job then? I'm guessing you still haven't told her.
Sure, I'll have to tell her at some point. But I'll need to pick the right time and place. To be honest, I have no idea how she'll take it.
Come on, stop being such a pessimist. For all you know, she could be thrilled. I bet she'll be much more impressed by your actual job than the one she thinks you're doing now. A member of the King's Guard. Quite the cover story.
Of course he does. Anyway, enough about me. How have you been?
Me? Same old, nothing much to... Huh? What's up, Fed?
It's nothing.
Что такое?
Vadafulnir, Dainslift's elder brother.
Страшно.
Renowned throughout the court of and yet, despite the gulf between us, he seems to have something to say about me. Does he even know me? Does he see me as a friend of his brother, or just another of the Vinster King's blades?
Темный король. Блин, Турик вышел, кстати. Похоже, комп решил прогружать. Новый комп, старые привычки.
Why did he react so strongly? Was it really to do with what we were talking about?
Страшилка.
Компофнулся.
Чему?
Просто взял,
Brown,
сижу,
curly hair
пизжу,
and
блядь,
brooding
бомблю,
blue eyes.
хуяк с черный экран
This is what
компофнулся.
Rara looked like back in the day.
Ну как у папчика он орал, не понимаю.
Тимур, у тебя что-то такое же было тоже, да? Или у кого-то назад?
Когда мне такое было? В Краснодар-Кингсе.
Ну да. Он, наверное, заебался весь день Assassin's Creed, блядь, дрочить. О, Тимур!
Чё? Кто это такой?
Тебя позвали там потемить.
А кто именно?
Я все слышал. Я тебя слышал,
Люди?
тебя позвали потемить. Ну, у тебя там ни окон, ни дверей, ты орешь сидишь. Как будто ты чуркой тебя режут.
Так окно-то есть.
По оперативной информации и окна, по идее, не должно быть. Или неужели поставил уже?
Я их заделал бетоном.
Спецагент один тогда упоминал, что без окон, без дверей все слышит. Он, я так понимаю, изредка посещает тебя. В душе темит в своем. Тоже там оттуда информация докладывается.
Интересно, а как эта информация просачивается, если нет ни дверей, ни окон? Откуда она так просачивается?
Ну, Оттуда, где нет дверей и где нет окон. Вентиляторы плохо работают. Дрочит. А что будет, если вентилятор хуй засунет? Намотает на ус.
Perfectly normal. No different than anyone
Обычный
else.
человек вроде.
Кто ты?
As frightening
Да.
as this monster is in the present,
Сказал.
there's
Опять же,
something even
по
more
оперативной информации от
unsettling
того же
about
шпиона.
seeing the human
По оперативной памяти.
agency.
Не знаю, может и по ней тоже.
Зеркальце.
Мартышку надо. Вот так еще надо.
Опа. Толиндос.
You're back early.
Our equipment's being serviced today, so I got off earlier than usual. How's your day been?
Не, ну в принципе, соленец так тут нормально выглядит.
Aw, why the long face? Is something the matter? Has your boss been giving you a hard time again?
Went for a drink with Dane and the others after work.
Сорган.
Isn't that a good thing?
Сеньорган.
Veta from the air showed up today too. You know, Dainsleif's older brother.
Ah, Mr. Vedifulnir. Yes, I've heard of him. They say that everything he says ends up coming true.
He overheard Dainsleif mention that I'd recently proposed and seemed to have an issue with it. But when I asked what it was, he kept it to himself.
Блядь, тут одни, эти биты, что ли, блядь?
Да,
На
8.
боте.
So, you're worried? You can be such a child
чувствую.
sometimes, Revier.
Это уже сколько слушаем, слов все нет, блядь.
We're nobodies. Why would the
Когда
visionary be
появится.
concerned about us?
Сам тогда читай давай сиди.
I'm sure someone in his position has much bigger
Чем
fish to
темpo
fry.
зачитывай.
Как надо было без поля, вообще не знаю.
Maybe you're right.
Чё, глушитель дать?
You worry
Девушки.
too much, Revier. We've been together
Не
for
знаю.
ages now, and everything's been going so well, has it not? You've even proposed to me.
So, you do remember. Tell me then. What's your answer?
Like I said, I need some time to decide. You can't just rush into things like this. We may be nobodies in the grand scheme of things, but if we want things to work out, we've still got to plan ahead.
Мы с тобой люди маленькие. Буквально чел до метра ростом.
Дикие у нас большие.
All right. Take your time. Just... Nobodies. Sounds
Должны
about right.
поэтому говорить.
In the eyes of people like
Баллар,
Vedifulnir
ты
and
меня
Dainsleif,
стал.
what do we matter? Can someone whose gaze is so fixed on a far-flung future even see the present clearly? Besides, the
Ой,
dynasty's
какой
fate
худак.
rests with the king and his inner circle. Whenever meanwhile, every idea they come up with and every decision they make It affects everything. These days, the king is lost in his research, and the opposition tried to speak out, but nothing came of it. And I'm under no illusions as to why. Because we eliminated them. And a man can have 1,000 reasons to carry a sword, but there are few good excuses to use it. Yet the king has never even considered a gentler approach, and he never will. What becomes of someone who kills on another's behalf? Can he ever find true peace?
Ща я, короче, темку тяну.
Thelendis, I...
Наверное, зашел в спарринг канал.
Секретно так позырить, что там произошло нового. Так, одним глазком.
It's nothing. You were right. Fate has never smiled upon nobodies like us. But by the same token, it's unlikely to bear a grudge against us either. There's no reason we can't keep living happily together, cherishing the simple joys of each day as they come.
See? You just need to stay positive, Revere. I can feel your warmth, your breath. You're right there, right by my side.
Just
seeing you makes me happy in a way I can't explain. And that's something that no one could ever take away from me.
You're right, Thelendis. I've just been overthinking things.
That's better. Getting caught up about things like this will only ruin our evening. Speaking of which, all set for the ball tonight? I need to go get ready.
You go ahead. I just have a few things to take care of, then I'll come join you.
Even busier than the big shots, huh? Fine, I'll go get started. But don't be late. If you keep me waiting too long, I won't be a happy bunny.
Bunny.
Подрочили.
Похоже, наше предположение все-таки было правильным.
Что звука у меня нет, когда я захожу-выхожу, блин? У меня все авы проебались здесь, что-то. Опять все серое, блядь.
Relax.
Бля, ну
I'll
если
be
это
there.
хуйня ща.
Seriously, though, you drive a hard bargain. You're really gonna leave my proposal hanging and still expect...
Well, that goes without saying. I already told everyone I'd be coming with a dance partner. Besides, they're two completely different things. Let's take it one thing at a time.
All right. White outfit it is.
It seems like Rere was deliberately hiding his ties to the intelligence services. By giving the impression that he was just an he clearly doesn't want his would-be fiancé to know about his other life. Then again, that's hardly... Who'd have thought we were in the same line of work? Let's dig a little deeper.
Правильно.
Ну у меня, блядь, комп офнулся, я сейчас, блядь, запустил. Зашел, темка, это, нету темки, перезапустил, думал, может сейчас появится. Нет, у меня сохранение проебалось куда-то. Пиздец, блядь. Охуенно. А чего он офнулся-то? Я что-то не догоняю. Ну как будто, блядь, не знаю, ребютнулся, блядь, начало самое. Только при этом все скачки остались, блядь.
Качки.
Да, похуй на тебя все.
Our last operation was a resounding success, and all thanks to you, Ray here of Solnari. In total, we apprehended 32 dregs of the Crimson Moon, 67 accomplices.
Сразу чекает, сидит, а, блядь, вот так отправил, сразу слышно, как я, блядь, что увиделся, блядь. Это Тимур уже тебе скамент, блядь, тебе в комментах пишут, если получится попозже зайду, бебрики, блядь. Факт, хуй забили на тебя, Тимур. Не зашли на стрим, пиздец. 21 написали, что чуть-чуть попозже зайдут, 23-27 уже, и хуй кто зашел. Ладно, Тимур, сейчас я зайду.
Давай.
Пизду ебал это совсем. Бля, я столько прошел, ебаный хуя, пиздец.
А что-то прям сохранение прям все вылетели? Или что сколько там?
Ну там вот игру когда делаешь, там нажимаешь, типа продолжить игру или начать новую, и типа у тебя там несколько вариков, ну ты можешь несколько создать, типа начать игру несколько раз заново, блядь. Ну типа вот заходишь и выбираешь, у меня сверху типа сохранение было, блядь. А я сейчас зашел, нихуя нету, блядь. Чисто все, как будто, блядь, я только Ассасин скачал, блядь. Пизду ебал я. И вот хуй пойми из-за чего, блядь, из-за того, что комп офнулся, что ли. Сохранение ж, по идее, должно было остаться все равно.
Ну да. Теперь это комп не можешь вообще не выключать.
А?
Теперь комп вообще не выключай тогда.
Да это не из-за этого, блядь. То он сам что-то взял, офнул, блядь. Ничего я вообще не трогал, ничего, блядь. Взял, офнулся, блядь, прям моментально. Так же, как с Ассасином вылетал моментально, так же офнулся он. Заебал я, короче, не знаю. Ну, тут тогда хуй в чё поиграешь, он нас в Assassin Origins, блядь, так он этот шум такой издает. Он, мне кажется, из-за того, что, блядь, мозга ебал. Хотя, блядь, нет. А их сохранение куда делось, блядь, тогда? Не знаю, короче, блядь, дрочка какая-то ебаная. Он заново начну, похуй.
Помянем.
Да не, я такие игры, блядь, играть не буду. Я вон пойду какие-нибудь, блядь, дрочку ебаную пойду, блядь. Пизду ебал я.
Альбион.
Не, нахуй, Альбион не хочу. Там дрочить слишком долго надо.
Ну так тебе же нравится такое. Геншин. Как это вторым зрителем зашел к нам? Блин. Лунный мститель.
After all these years since the dynasty's fall, so many of them still linger on.
Indeed, it cannot be denied. Yet it was destiny that the Crimson Moon should be overcome by the eclipse, and that His Majesty, the all-seeing Vinster King, now guides our nation on the path to prosperity. Conria has no further need for a dead moon. But alas, there will always be those who refuse to see the truth, choosing instead to romanticize the past.
That's not entirely true. Much about the Crimson Moon era was worthy of remembrance. And that's exactly why they keep trying to see it restored. Many of its secrets remain unsolved to this day. As it happens, that's precisely the field of study my partner is devoted to.
You still haven't told her what you really do for a living.
Зачем?
Where would I even start? How do you tell someone that you're one of the king's hand-picked executioners? That your hands are steeped in blood?
You didn't choose this life, any more than I did. Orphans like us don't get it.
But I'll sure as heck be the one to pay for it. Speaking of which, We need to be more rigorous in the way we identify direct descendants of the Crimson Moon. Someone, it seems, has strong opinions about my future plans. Most likely my marriage in particular. I have a feeling that we may soon become targets of the...
Your concerns are not unfounded. They've taken out many of our colleagues these past few years, and for that very reason. These are no helpless lambs we're leading to the slaughter. They're wolves in sheep's clothing.
Турковичи шкуре.
Take care, right here of Solnari. I look forward to toasting you at your wedding.
Хочу поучиться на той свадьбе.
Thanks, Torkel. You look after yourself too.
Торкель. Так, чела, кстати, звали в саге Виланде.
Thalindis, I never wanted to keep this from you. You're the last person I would ever want to lie to. But that's exactly why I can't tell you everything. There are things you shouldn't know. Things you cannot know. The moonlit dynasties are a thing of the past. Yet even now, with the sun shining high in the sky, there are those who would call forth a dead moon's ghost. Could that be why Vedalfnir held back? Or was it because of some court secret he's not at liberty to share? I have to get a clear answer from him. No matter what happens, I will protect Thalindis.
Rerir seems to be very concerned by Vedalfnir's reaction. Vedalfnir and Dainsliff, the Visionary and Twilight Sword. So that's what they... I've investigated this whole area now. There doesn't seem to be any other memories here. Should I try somewhere else? Wait a second. What's this black
Черный дым.
smoke?
So, he's late after all. Just you wait, Rerir. You're in for it.
Big. Are you waiting for someone, ma'am? Could I tempt you into buying some flowers?
Букачек читов.
Oh, sure.
О, сейчас он его увольнет.
Pick me out a pretty bunch if you would.
Ну, сейчас его увольнет.
Thank you. But I'm afraid
Урлок.
none of them are as pretty as you.
Уролог.
For someone so young, you sure have a way with words.
I'm only telling the truth. Look me in the eyes. You'll see I'm not lying.
Блин, так, короче, вот эту модельку сливали в ТГ, то, что этого чела. И типа там писал то, что будто бы это, короче, сын Арлекина. А это оказался просто обычный NPC. Ладно, я случайно пролил сок. Все.
May we have a word in private?
Who are you? And what do you want?
It doesn't matter who I am. Too many of our kind have fallen lately, so I decided to take the risk of reaching out. Not long ago, the Ray here of Solnari led an assault on one of our strongholds. We suffered many casualties, and many who came to our aid lost their lives as well.
Sorry, I don't know why you're telling me this. And I don't want to get involved.
Wait, hear me out. This time we finally got a clear look at his face and learned his true identity. His name is Rerir, and he claims to be one of the King's guards.
What did you say?
Рэри.
A cruel irony, isn't it? The man you're set to marry leads a double life as a brutal executioner. But surely, you must have caught a whiff of the blood on his hands.
Why are you telling me all of this?
Simple. It's because...
Simple.
How strange. Rarier was nowhere to be seen in that memory. It clearly belonged to Felindus. Rarier couldn't possibly know what happened if he wasn't even there. Why would her memories appear in his fragment? The ceremony won't last much longer. I think it's time to call it a day.
Может, они объединились в одного человека.
So that was your doing? Did you just pull us inside Rurir's fragment to spy directly on his memories? Any more questions, and I'll have to start charging.
I had no idea you could do that, boss! Seriously, that was amazing! I gotta admit though, I'm itching to see what happens next. Feels like we barely scratched.
I'm just as curious as you are. But the ceremony only allows for limited. Luckily, we managed to learn quite a lot.
So far, so good. I just hope the others are doing okay too. Especially the group with the Traveler. Their mission is a risky one. Let's hope it's all going smoothly.
If you're worried about them, go see how they're doing.
If I know boss, she's gonna need some time to write up all the details and make sure it's all coherent. I'll stay behind to lend a hand, but feel free to
Так. Так, я сейчас сделал. А чё? Полька под луной. Опа.
Опа.
Who says there aren't benefits
Nice.
to a life of wandering?
Oh, they've been prowling around for nearly 2 days now. These things just won't quit. Oh, they might not have seen us yet, but with them constantly sweeping the area, our way out is completely blocked. Oh, that's never gonna work. One little slip up and it's... If they spot us, they'll run straight back to Rare. And once he knows we're here, it won't be long before he's breathing down our necks again. Oh, guess you're right. All right.
Не дайте дикой охоте обнаружить вас. Че? Так это же было. Ну. Прячемся, я просто бегу вперед. Да.
Fire.
Огонь. Мы горим. Ну и шкость. А вот и она.
Sandrone was right. You look weak, Columbina. The old you would never have let such lowly creatures bar your way. Word has it that you did something for the Tsaritsa, and that's why you've lost most of your power. Freedom comes at a heavy price, doesn't it?
It's Arlecchino! You came!
Hello again, Columbina. And greetings, guests of the House of the...
It's been a while, Arlecchino.
Знаешь, такая Арлекино выглядела на этой загрузке.
Stupid right here of stupid Solnari. Ugh, whatever. I've got all the data I need. Next time we meet you.
Бэбэб, Боско.
He sure doesn't pull his punches.
Excuse me, do you need a hand?
You can do me a favor by staying out of my way. Can't you see I'm busy? Wait a minute. I recognize that.
Hello, Miss Sandrone. Father sent us over to help.
Вот они, темщики.
How considerate of her. Hey, Fremine, get over here and help me fix this. Lenny, you do your thing. Just keep your sister away from my machine. Nearly every machine that cat girl touches ends up going haywire. Go put her on cleaning duty or something.
Then let's start downstairs. Fremine, we'll leave this place to you.
Меня ваш Потап, короче, понятно все.
Катап.
Потап Потапыч.
Пим.
Походу в натуре не, блядь, не Хатап надо было, а Быр-Быр Потапим, тралала.
Игруху надо было.
Торрент игруху, блядь, надо было качать, походу, в натуре.
А может так это и в этой официальной версии. А может так и в официальной версии Ассасина просто тут никто до этого момента не доигрывает, все дропают. Поэтому ты никто не знает про эту проблему.
Смотрю, разработчики не играют в игры.
Разработчики, а игроки уже там сразу дропают после часа.
Может я это, блядь, не сделал, я не знаю. Не, ну я же играл как-то, блядь. До этого момента как-то игралось все же нормально. Но сохранение въебалось. При том, что, блядь, сколько комп выключал, раз, блядь, нормально все было. А тут он сам офнулся, блядь, оно проебалось, блядь.
Не знаю, посмотри в папке игры какие-нибудь эти сейвы. Хотя хз, как ты их найдешь?
Здесь где они, блядь, могут быть, охуенно.
You've got it.
Wait a second. Pretty sure there's still some tea in the cupboard. If you want some, you'll have to make it yourselves.
Ну, таблетка есть.
Аспирин нож.
Ну, блядь. Я вообще первый раз слышу про эту сцену. Блядь, в папке с игрой создал папку таблетку, в нее положил таблетку. Если кому понадобится, блядь. Версия игры 1.51. По-моему, в игре 1.52, блядь. Что я сейф слетел, потому что ассасин обновился.
Но...
Написано 1.51. На сайте у него, где я скачивал темку. Это же так подписано, блядь. Беспалевно, блядь.
Как там?
Блядско. Ничего.
Найс. Данж сейчас будет. Ну, окей, нажимаем.
Ну да, у него написано 1.51 версия. А здесь написано, блядь, хакет 1.52, блядь. Блядь, беспалевно написано версия.
One Piece.
Хакет.
Кого хакнули?
А хуй его знает. Меня, походу, раз у меня, блядь, сейф слетел. Сука, ну что за бред, блядь? Миром. Охуенно.
Большой рад, что вернулся. Невредимый.
Feels like there's quite a few people missing. Where's Flint?
I returned ahead of them. Flint is helping Ino and Anefa to set up the decoys and buy us some time. As for Miss Nefer...
Госпожа Нефор.
Boss is still wrapping things up on her end. She sent us back to fill you all in on the top secret intel we...
I see. Then let's get right into it. But first, who do we have here? You brought some...
Greetings. I was invited here to help as a long-time tea party companion of Columbina's. You may call me Arlecchino.
Surely it can't be.
Those eyes. Oh, where have I seen them before? Wait, of course. In those memories we just...
The only Arlecchino I know is the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers. So either you share a pretty
You are well informed, Grandmaster. A man from Mondstadt living all the way out here in Nodcry, and yet the people and affairs of Snezhnaya seem to hold a
Снежно занимает особое
special
место в вашем
place in your
сердце.
heart. Oh, the feeling's mutual. Sounds like you know all about who I am, too.
A Fatui Harbinger.
The atmosphere in here just got really tense. Guess we can't just start trusting Fatui Harbinger.
I must admit, though, I'm a little curious. Seeing as the moon goddess no longer belongs to the Fatui,
Nor does Nodcry belong to Mondstadt, Mr. Varka. Yet still, you're fighting for it all the same. Things don't always have to have a tangible payoff. Sometimes, stopping things from spiraling out of control is a higher priority than chasing the spoils of victory.
В смысле, нет, если, блядь, опять вылетит, проебется все нахуй. Короче, я пошел секс-игры играть нахуй, похуй. Я специально оставлю, блядь. Чё гуглил, блядь, там, блядь, будут писать, блядь, сейчас секс-игры, фембой в попу мальчика, блядь. Или девочку, блядь. Сами же постарались нахуй эти темки, блядь.
Зачем?
Не знаю, я напишу, блядь, что это, блядь, гуглил Владыклав Ночоров, блядь. Или Шимырка Чаясин, блядь.
А зачем это гуглили на твоем компе?
Не знаю. Так это не мой комп же, по факту.
А чей?
Ну, так что его можно смело кувалдой раздолбать. Не знаю?
Давай.
Знакомый Владоса комп.
Ну он там, как сделать бимбу, загугли.
Да он, блядь, да я не знаю, блядь, у меня походу и так бимбо он, блядь. Офнулся, блядь, по приколу, блядь, взял и все проебало нахуй. Не, ладно еще бы в этом, блядь, почему у меня, блядь, аватарки в ДС опять никого не вижу, я, блядь, все серые нахуй. Даже нажимаю, блядь, нихуя нету, блядь. Он как будто обновился и офнулся, ну как бы офнулся и все, блядь. Блядь, не знаю. Кто-то секс-хуйню скачал на него. Я явно не я был. Это ты, Тимур, наверное, да, был?
Да.
Нахуй ты секс-хуйню-то установил?
Пришлось, к сожалению.
Кожура от мандаринов лежит, я открыл, сейчас воняет так. Она, блядь. Как твоя жуйба. Кто КС пойдет?
Я могу.
Никто.
Надо горе, блядь, запить нахуй. Сейчас пососем немного в КСе. Нас поебут в очко. Нормально будет. Че, на туре пойдешь?
Ну, могу так-то. Так сегодня кейсы обновились.
Так а куда мы пойдем? В обычный просто?
Ну, можно в соревновательный пойти.
Ну, я вот имею, да. Соревновательный, но при этом обычный.
Ну, пока что сейчас надо еще доделать там магашне. Пока что там диалог идет.
Of course, I can't say there's nothing in it for me at all. But that's between Columbina and myself.
Forgive me. I don't mean to doubt you. It's just that the Fatui really have... We have our own way of doing things here in Nodcry. But ever since they arrived, the Fatui have treated us...
I know there's been a lot of bad blood between us in the past. I've done my utmost to avoid friction whenever I could. But sometimes fundamental conflicts... That's why I'm here solely in a personal capacity. As a gesture of good faith, I'll be frank. I can help Columbina track down the iridescent moon's marrow, which will help her restore more of her power. Anyway, what else is on the agenda? Let's begin.
She says she'll be frank, then completely skips over the details. Looks like she doesn't want it, but she clearly wants to change the subject. It'd be awkward if I tried to bring it up again now. I guess we'll just have to go along with it. She's the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers, after all.
И чё это было?
Well, since Miss Arlecchino sounds confident in her ability to handle that, we'll proceed to the next topic. Yehuda, time to share that top-secret intel.
All right, listen up, everyone. First, we now know that Rerir was originally a Conrian secret agent whose primary mission was to hunt down...
The dregs of the Crimson Moon.
In the memories, there was a lot of talk about the Crimson Moon and Eclipse, and a whole bunch of other stuff from the time of Conria.
To my knowledge, those were the names of two different Conrian dynasties long, long ago. It is said that the people of Conria worshipped the Crimson Moon, but one day, a coup saw the Crimson Moon eclipsed, hence the name of the new dynasty that replaced it.
Still, long after the Crimson Moon dynasty had fallen, the last ruler of the Eclipse dynasty, the Vinster King, still coveted the secrets it left behind. So, he sent the Rehir of Sol. In those days, Rerir showed no signs of madness. In fact, he was as normal as any other person. Oh, what's the matter?
Verfnir, Freindaughter, Flinders.
Interesting. Anything else? What about this?
Well, she was a researcher at the Universitas Magistrorum, but it felt like she was...
Oh, and one more thing. For some reason, Rerir's...
Well, no shortage of potential leads, I'll give you that. In any case, it sounds like we can conclude that while Thelindis was still around, Rerir appeared to be lucid and quite normal. Thelindis, it seems, must have been the one thing in this world that he couldn't let go of. Tell me, though, were these pure-blood Conrians we're talking about here?
Why do you need to know that? Hold on. If she was a pure-blood Oh yeah! Just like how it was with the...
If we could somehow find her, do you think there's any chance Rerir might regain some of his sanity?
It's possible. But it would take a miracle. We can't pin all our hope. That merchant who Nefer knows, Dory Sangama Bay. Maybe we could hire her to look into it.
All right, then. Let's keep working in our separate teams. Traveler, Paimon, Kutar, and Miss Arlecchino will go look for the iridescent moon's marrow. As for the others...
On the way over here, I noticed that the wild hunt monsters had grown even more frenzied in their search for Kutar. At this rate, the people living here will be in grave danger too. So I'm thinking of gathering together some of our...
I'll head back to the curatorium and meet up with the boss.
Feels good knowing we've all got something to be getting on with. Given that the Wild Hunt has been a lot more active lately, the Lightkeepers have likely begun their own operations too. If that is the case, I'll hold the fort for now. Then discuss our next move with Flints, Ino, and Anefa when they get back.
All right then.
Well, the clock's ticking. If that's everything, we'll be on our way.
We'd better get moving too. We'll try to buy you as much time as we can.
Relax. Just do your thing. Now, I decided to call in some backup since things are getting so hairy. Stay safe, everyone. Dismissed.
Flinch.
We're back. Did we get here a little early?
A tad late. The others have already set off. To summarize, our resident moon goddess has found everything going smoothly on your end.
Not great. I don't know how long we can stall them for. The decoys are getting taken out wet. I'm gonna make some more later, but I need a timeout first. I'm so tired right now. Oh, right. Anefa, could you fill in Uncle Varka on what we just discussed with Flip?
Sure. Uncle Varka, you previously told us about how when you went to investigate a source of the Wild Hunt in Amsvartnir, you discovered that it was just a diversion. But according to Flintz's intel, several outbreaks of the Wild Hunt had already occurred in Nodcry in the period leading up to that. That was before Rerir had regained his body, when he was far from regaining his full strength. In other words, in theory at least, he still lacked the means to act in two places.
Flints, with everything that's been happening, the Lightkeepers across Nodcry are rallying to fight back against the Wild Hunt. I know, I'm sure you're capable of coming up with something far more effective than decoys. But for now, you should stay here and get some rest. Anefa and I will head back over to Amsvartnir to see if there's anything I missed.
I told you Uncle Varka would say that, didn't I? A deal is a deal. Not a
database updated. Reliability of Ino's predictions increased.
Точно предсказание повышен.
What does that mean?
They were betting on how you'd respond after hearing their intel.
It's the obvious choice, isn't it? That's hardly worth betting on.
We already decided that Anefa should go investigate the situation over at Amsvartnir on her own. You might as well stay here and keep watch. Someone needs to hang back and oversee our strategy meetings. And besides, you still haven't fully recovered from ambushing Rerir.
So I've ended up with the easiest assignment. Well, I appreciate it, everyone. See you when you get back.
Sure, get back.
Here, this will serve as a good spot to cross over.
Arlecchino, hold up a second. Since you brought us all this way, would you mind telling us what you've got planned? We still haven't got the slightest idea what's going on here. And if even Columbina doesn't know where the iridescent moon...
Simple. Because
Simple.
I am an inheritor of the royal bloodline of the Crimson Moon. And one of the last surviving embers of the Two Worlds fleet.
Huh? Are you serious? Isn't you're a descendant of that Crimson Moon?
Your surprise is understandable. I was also taken aback when I first learned of it, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized the signs had been there all when I was young. I discovered I could wield a very special kind of fire. It coursed like blood through my veins and smoldered away inside mine. What's more, whenever I experienced strong bursts of emotion or drew too deeply on this power, it was like some kind of presence within the fire would begin to gnaw away at me, consuming me from the inside out. Exactly. That is why my hands are like this too. At first, I saw it only as a curse, but once I became a harbinger, the jester apprised me of the truth. Together with my own investigations over the past few years, there are several things that I have gradually come to understand. For instance, take the so-called Crimson Moon. In truth, it is nothing more than the shattered remnants of the iridescent moon, fused with the abyss to prolong its lifespan. Since this blood flame was bestowed upon me by the Crimson Moon, it is a fusion of the iridescent moon's former power and the corruption of the abyss. You all understand the nature of the abyss well enough. I draw upon its power, and in return, it hungers for my soul. This strange blackness is the—
If I recall correctly, you once told me that if the corruption ever made it to your heart, you'd become a completely different person.
Yes. And that's the reason I'm always careful not to push my power too far. It's essentially a never-ending tug of war.
Oh, sounds intense.
Anyway, the rest of my story can wait. Is there anything else about the Crimson?
Paimon has a question. So, the Crimson Moon that the Karians used to worship was actually the iridescent moon, right? Which was one of the three moon sisters. Does that mean that the Karians were to the Crimson Moon?
So much of that history has been lost. We have no way of knowing exactly what they were like. But I would suspect that the Conrians weren't as devout in their moon worship as it might appear. The iridescent moon's remains simply served as their link to the— Later on, perhaps someone discovered a way to make direct contact with the abyss. Or maybe there was some kind of ideological divide. Either way, a dissenting faction staged a coup and drove out the royal heirs of the Crimson. Still, even with the dark sun looming high overhead, the Crimson Moon's glow never truly faded. If you want living proof, it's standing right before you.
The first time we met, I sensed something familiar in your presence. When I looked at you, I felt I could see that mysterious red moon in the corner of my eye. In your flames, I saw its broken image.
Well, I appreciate that you kept it to yourself. Much about the Crimson Moon is still a mystery, and I'd prefer not to end up as— Anyway, time is against us here, so if there's any other questions, they'll have to wait. I just want to make sure I've got one thing straight. In her letter, Sandrone mentioned that since you are unable to contain the iridescent moon's marrow yourself—
That's right. For now, the iridescent moon is already part of who you are. So with its marrow in your possession—
Deal. Then let's get started.
Get what started? What does this place have to do with the Crimson?
When I first became a harbinger, the jester gave me a book called Harry, also known as Leobranto Inamorato.
Хз. Походу.
Не сказал ничего?
Нет. Ну, либо я не слышал.
По-моему. Или у него уже завтра все.
По идее, да, завтра все уже, темка.
You should be able to buy a copy next time you're in Fontaine. It's a love story set in the Crimson Moon era. But setting aside, in the Crimson Moon era, or so the story goes, there was an orphanage that received children from beyond the bounds of this world.
Beyond the bounds of this world? For real? And
The Crimson Moon sages looked beyond this world for beings with powers that surpassed the gods. But fearing they might lose control, they subjected these children to a process of refinement. They made these children crawl up a fireplace and kept asking them, "Have you died? Did you see it?" Until they finally admitted to having died and seen a crimson moon. The adults embraced the children who passed the ritual, telling them, "Within the fireplace, you have traversed the flames between two worlds." The book leaves much unsaid, but I suspect that this was their way of branding the children they had enrolled, leaving an indelible mark upon them so that they would forever live in the Crimson Moon's light.
That explains why I can't sense the Crimson Moon's marrow in this world. It makes sense that it would be sealed in a special space that can only be accessed temporarily through some kind of ritual.
But there's no fireplace here. Do you see a chimney anywhere? Oh, are we supposed to build it ourselves?
That won't be necessary. The fireplace is purely symbolic. The key to the ritual is crossing the flames between two. Those burned away by such flames leave behind a kind of ghostly afterimage in the world. In the days of Conria, people believed they could be used to bridge the gap between the two worlds of life and death. In short, I can open a passage to that space for you. That's the easy part. The catch is I'll need to stay on this side to keep the passage open, so I won't be able to come with you. Once you're inside, you'll... Very well. Then I'll open it up.
Traveler, spare me a little more moonlight if you would. I may need it.
Nice, темку.
Thank you. I feel like I've recovered some of my strength now. It should be enough.
Mistress of the seven hues of ages past, great mother of the present, crimson-clad sovereign of the two realms, by fire severed, by fire renewed, I offer myself now and beseech your descent.
Oh.
One word of advice. As you're crossing over, no matter what voices you hear...
Got it! I sense a sinister gloom inside, but also the familiar light of the moon. I feel that I am about to meet an old friend who has changed beyond all recognition.
Seismic changes often begin...
Ща приду.
Melusines are beautiful creatures. They are the pride of Fontaine. Be sure to befriend them, and cause them no harm. I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I believe I will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties.
Я тут, а? It's nice. Я нахожусь в особом сюжетном режиме. Если выйдете, придется проходить сначала. Короче, я в кашне надолго, похоже. Нас флешка в лицо. Флешка в лицо только что была.
Right? Is that the abyss? It's practically filled the entire place. What now?
What a tragic sight. Fragments of your broken body, seized by the abyss, and hung up aloft like mummified remains. Iridescent moon.
Careful. There's something spooky about this place. Feels like something in... Haimon's right behind you. Whatever you do, don't run off without her. By the way, Columbina, didn't you tell us that the iridescent moon had shattered into pieces? The moon up there looks pretty whole to Paimon. How is that possible?
У нас ответ. Может, отряд поменять, но это пока что не надо.
Accelerating. Cleanup sequence. One with nature.
Bow your head.
Just like I thought. It was only a facade.
Strike a pop!
Silence!
Huh? Huh? For real? That's way too high. There's no way we'll be able to
Чё?
reach it.
Тут что?
Не зачем?
Дрочить. Я проверял просто, дрочить можно. Походу нельзя.
Всегда можно.
Я сейчас, короче, похуй, блядь, сейф все ебану, блядь, Origins и буду нахуй бегать там. Хуем светить.
No. I'm not sensing anything up there. It's coming from under the mountain. Let's see. Ah! There's some kind of weird shadow over the water. Wait, see that? Looks like a mechanism of some sort. Let's check it out.
Темка темится.
Ooh. Looks like a device from the time of Kalia. Maybe people once came here to study the Crimson Moon's domain, and they left this behind. Oh, if we could activate it, we might find some clues.
Так. Грязь из разлома.
Hey, look at that! Now that the mechanism's running, the shadow in the water looks... Do you think these mechanisms might be the key to unlocking the secret? Let's try to find...
Thalindis, we'll leave the rest of the research in your hands. We'll be heading back now.
Снори.
I hope this isn't ruining date night.
Ugh. Mind your own business. Just leave me some snacks on the table.
Thalindis? Is that Rere's girlfriend? How come we're hearing her voice here? Oh yeah. So, do you think she was studying this stream?
The Abyss has made this space extremely unstable. Maybe that's why some of the things she said and did were preserved here. Like echoes. Or
whenever I see this view, it takes me back to a poem from my childhood. Waning moon, oh lifeless damsel, weeping on the mountain crest. Morning still. For me, of all people, to be here investigating the mysteries of the Crimson Moon space is it.
Looks like the Abyss has messed up this mechanism. We need to find a way to get it working again. Let's see if there are any other devices nearby.
Insulation. Wind strike.
Settle down.
the moon marrow, or rather the power of the three moons, is the key. If it really does exist, then maybe...
Короче, пофиг. Так, сейчас заканчиваю стримчик. Найс. Лоньянь получили. Эту фигнюшку.
Is it time for our session?
Ad Astra. Thank you for complete.
Все. Так, ладно. Всем спасибо, всем пока, всем удачи, всем до свидания. Мы заканчиваем стримчик, увидимся завтра.